I had gone through a lot through my whole life. My whole entire childhood was just a lot of bad things.
My name is Jessica Crozier, Director of Victim Assistance with the Fort Wayne Police Department. Last year, we provided services to over 8,300 primary crime victims.
When I finally did get the courage to tell my story, to tell someone, to speak up, I was very lost. I had lost myself, and then they told me I was going to get a victims advocate, and I was like, what is that? Like, I have no idea what that even is. And
basically, our role as advocates is to help clients navigate through the criminal justice process, letting them know what their rights are.
I was brought to victims assistance through the murder of my son that happened last year. Prior to that, I had no knowledge of victims assistance.
So many victims out there that have no idea how the system works. They don't know what their rights are. They don't know where to begin. And as advocates, we can help guide them through that process and be their support system.
Victim assistant means to me a support system by just being there with me along the way and just like bringing my spirits up.
Always being there for me through the pre-trials. Just if I needed someone to talk to, Angie was always there for me.
As advocates, we're walking alongside them, so we're navigating them through the criminal justice process. If the defendant was arrested on their case, we're calling them every time to give them court information.
Without victims assistance, I would have been a lot more flustered in my time of need. It's over the loss, number one, of a 28-year-old son. That's going to be devastating for anybody. And then trying to remember, well, I got to go to the court date, and when is it going to be, and who am I supposed to talk to? And the victim's advocate, she said, always lean on me because you've never been through this before. Whether they had this crime committed to them, they're in the business to know what's going on in the system.
If they have meetings at the prosecutor's office, the advocate is going with them.
Providing me with someone that I knew I could trust, especially in a hard time like that. Every little thing that was ever happened, she was always there for me. It felt like I was her only case that she had.
If they're being subpoenaed to go to court, that advocate will go with them to all those hearings.
Having someone there, they were kind of like a second family.
Victim assistance has been around since 1981, and everything we do is at no cost to our clients. We have several events that we host every year. We host our Rise Up Against Domestic Violence event. It's a way to bring awareness on domestic violence. We do a balloon release outside the courthouse. Our Santa's Workshop, where we basically transform my conference room next door into a workshop, and kids and their families can come through and get toys. We host our Diamonds and Denim event. It's our sole fundraiser to be able to increase our services to the clients that we see. And that's where you see the two new rooms we have that are more like living room settings, so families can kind of come in here until they have to go over and testify.
You're broken down and tired.
In April, there's always a week observed for National Crime Victims' Rights Week.
And you can't find a fighter, but I see it in you, so we gon' walk it out.
And we do our candlelight vigil inside the courthouse to remember those lives who were taken due to violence.
And I'll rise like the day. I'll rise up, I'll rise unafraid. I'll rise up, and I do it 1,000 times again.
If victims assistance didn't exist, I feel like it would have been a lot harder for me to get through what I went through.
Most people don't even know what the court system or any of that's about.
Oftentimes our clients, they tell us that their only notion of the process is what they see on TV and that they didn't know where to begin. And it was just really important for them to have somebody who cared about them, who supported them, and kind of guided them through that process.
I would have been lost.
I think if it didn't exist, I think people would maybe not like speak up as much or just feel like they wouldn't have a support system.
A lot of people would not come forward because they feel like they wouldn't have anybody, especially some people don't even have family. There would be a lot more victims that didn't say anything at all because they were too scared.
I'm interacting with people that they don't even share their personal information with their loved ones, their friends, and here I am, somebody that they don't know, and they're going to share that journey with.
Just having that other person there, other than like family, even though you know your family knows you, and here comes a person that doesn't know you and just believes in you and say, hey, it's gonna be okay.
Having someone that I had just met that cared that much made me feel like I could get through it, like anybody could get through it.
Just constantly, every time they see you, you're strong, you got this. It's really great.
Oftentimes I get asked, why do you do this job? And I mean, I will tell you this job, it's emotionally draining, but it's definitely one of the most rewarding jobs I've ever had.
Thank you, you did so much.
It's just awesome to be able to help people along the way who have been broken, who have been hurt.
Thank you, Victims Assistance. I appreciate all your help in my needs.
I just want to thank you from the bottom of my heart because I feel like I would have not been able to get through that without you guys.
And lead them to maybe a place of healing, a place of healing, a place of
I'll rise up, rise like the day. I'll rise up in spite of the age. I will rise 1,000 times again.